welcome to the next instalment of the Shepherd's Hut build, where we're starting with the chassis and trying to build the walls that go with the chassis. So using the chassis was great because that obviously gave us a flat bed in which to work on, so it made building the stud walling a lot easier. That's the floor, and those are some of the stud walls. So we built the stud walls on top of the existing floor, as you can see. Trying to keep things dry out moisture was tricky, but we did have some good weather, but judging by the floor and around surrounding everything is pretty muddy. So here, as you can see, starting to build, starting to paint. We're painting the oak beams underneath as well at the same time, and there's little Ollie helping me out trying to do some of the covering. So sorry this jumps around a bit, but it's kind of difficult to keep on track of where we are with different photos, but yeah. So we try and do it at various stages in terms of measuring floors and then painting floors, and basically using the floor as a big building area because obviously it's nice and flat. As you can see, we painted that. We spilt half of it all over that when we were doing it, but it kind of went well. So yeah, starting to put the boards up. Gets out of sync in a minute a little bit, but yeah, it was a fairly straightforward build. It's like building a big shed now.
No, it's not.
And obviously cutting the windows where we needed to cut the windows. So
it's a pain.
This is a bit out of sync. This is the purlin, which is above the roof. Happy campers. So yeah, it's starting to take shape with all the wooden panelling going around everything. Obviously, covering it was a major problem trying to keep the water out. We should have gone out and brought a massive tarpaulin, which we did in the end, but we should have done it at the start. So here's my lad. We're cutting out the insulation, wrapping everything in insulation, and me trying to cut windows out. It's pretty straightforward stuff.
It wasn't. Trying to balance the ladder was a nightmare.
As we're moving along the different stages, trying to stay on the ladder, that was quite difficult considering the floor was so wet. But as you can see, it didn't take long. It'll probably take a couple of days and we've got the walls up and the walls completely covered.
Needed help. Lots of it.
Then we obviously need to cut holes in the walls and we're starting to put the windows in. So yeah, this Tyvek or whatever it's called, this anti-damp stuff, or damp-proof stuff I should say. There's me starting to put the purlins up. As I say, the purlin was a bit out of sync earlier on, but need to put the wall framing in so that the framing would hold the purlin up above. Again, nice and easy, so there you can see the purlin in place. I can't remember what they're called now, the curved stabilisers, I guess, or something. Again, covering it every time, it was kept pain in the bum. Every time we had to cover it back up. So here's the start of the process of actually putting the tin on the side of the building. So yeah, we can cut. This is me cutting the windows out, marking the windows, and then cutting the windows out. A fairly straightforward process. And then obviously trying to hold the window frame in, so we're supporting it by using wooden battens. This is my ever helper Kenzie, steadying the ladder because the ladders are a bit of a nightmare. So this is a bit of a nice place to be because we've actually started to get some tin on the side of the building. As I say, we'd actually brought a tarp at this point, which was good because that tarp was enormous. So measuring again, putting the purlins in the right. They're not called purlins. This is the purlin. Measuring the beams, putting the beams in the right place. My wife doing some arty shots, photographing various things. It was a really nice process using the instructions from Rob from the Shepherd's Hut company. It was fairly straightforward. We've got some friends around then because putting the roof on in one go. We did all this in one day, which was pretty amazing. And it did rain. That's why we got a tarp over the top of it at the same time.
Friends are great.
But the roof looks really cool even now, and it went on really, really well. So super happy. It was a nice, easy butt joint process, and using the nailer which I'd brought, which was a really, really good investment. Highly recommend a nail gun of some kind to actually do this.
Get a couple.
Makes life so much easier. As I say, there was a few of us, a motley crew, trying to actually do this. Various help from a lad and a few friends. Yeah, a bit of cutting, great. So,
yeah, but
this I think this picture's repeated quite a few times, so apologies. This is trying to build the end pieces. The end pieces are a bit of a jigsaw, so we had to make them up. But this is the purling support again.
Don't copy it neither, because it's
called,
wrong.
I can't remember now.
Make them.
This voiceover I'm doing about a year after we completed the build, so just trying to get a video out so people can see what we did.
He's romanticised it.
Again, starting to take a lot of shape now, so in terms of just the windows are missing, and there's some friends on the roof because unfortunately I'm too heavy to sit on the roof even though there's two of them. Stu taking a bit of a break. Waiting for the next set of stuff to appear so we can actually start working on it. But yeah, we had a lot of fun building this.
Yeah, we did.
Usually taking the mick out of each other all the time, but yeah, we had lots and lots of fun.
And arguments.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. As you can see, we made a complete mess of that. That was grass down there. And that's my wife. I managed to get my wife up on the roof.
And I hate heights.
So that's the day we were trying to do the insulation and the wrapping and starting to do the roof. It was a nightmare day, but
lots of swear words.
As I say, we thoroughly enjoyed it. We'd do it all again if we could.
No, we wouldn't.
So yeah,
maybe.
Started wrapping. It's various climbing shots of my wife, bless her.
Scared stiff.
And she's up. Woo! So
That's
yeah,
more of a grimace.
trying to do the insulation, as I say, in one day. That was pretty tough going when only one of us can get on the roof.
And I wanted to get off it quick.
Again, bit of backwards and forwards, unfortunately, but that goes underneath the insulation that you've just seen. As I say, we keep stepping back and taking shots because it was. Oh, we've seen that one. Apologies. Keep taking steps back and having a look at what we're actually creating because it looks really good now. Again, window frames are set in there. I don't think we painted the window frames at that point, so they obviously have to come out and go back in again.
Watch your fingers when you do the windows.
Started to put the actual tin roof on. I think this was the following day. So that was pretty tricky without a kind of a proper ladder. So we had to drill through the tin into the supports, whatever they're called, underneath. This is building the end frame, the end semicircular piece that goes up underneath the arch of the roof.
Few mistakes.
That was quite
there.
tricky because we tried to build it underneath. Build it on the floor and then put it up underneath the arch. There's my wife letting everybody know that she's actually on the roof of the shepherd's hut.
Being brave.
She liked doing that sort of thing.
No, I didn't.
So here's, it's starting to take real shape now, so we don't have to put this massive tarpaulin over because we've obviously got the roof to keep the rain out. I wouldn't say it's watertight, obviously, because it's got no windows, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, I keep starting taking photographs. This was one of the problems that we found when we built the shepherd's hut was, unfortunately, we had to rip the floor back up. So further down the line, everything got soaking wet, and unfortunately, it went rotten. So we had to completely replace the floor, which was a bit of an expense, but it had to be done.
The floor came up a few times for extra joints.
Anyway,
so.
thanks.
Cheerio! See you next time.